Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Now we are on the 23rd day of the month of fasting. And I should begin with A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. And with the hope that you are enjoying this series, please give us your feedback on that and see and suggest how we can improve what we have been trying to achieve here. The purpose here is to basically take you on a journey of the revelation of the Quranic surahs. Today we would be focusing on 85th, 86th, 87th and 88th surahs of the Quran in terms of their order of revelation. The first two, that is 85th and 86th, were revealed in Mecca, and from here onward, all other verses and all other surahs were revealed in Medina. Now remember, when we say that they were revealed in Medina, we are not saying that all of them were revealed at the same time or at one time. You mean the ayahs in the one surah. It is quite possible that they started being revealed at the beginning of Prophet's presence in Medina, and the last verse came towards the end of his presence in Medina. So we are counting the revelation according to the time when the first ayah of that particular surah was revealed. So keep that in mind also. Now the surahs that we would focus today is Surah Al-Ankabut, which is the 29th surah in the traditionally arranged Quran. Then we will go on Surah Al-Mutaffifin, which is the 83rd surah in the Quran as we see it, and Surah Al-Baqarah, which is the 87th surah in terms of revelation, but it is the second in the traditionally arranged Quran, and Surah Al-Anfal is the 88th surah in terms of revelation, but in terms of arrangement in the traditional Quran, it is the 8th one. So Surah Ankabut has 69 ayahs. Surah Mutaffifin has 36. Surah Baqarah, as we all know, has the largest number of ayahs, 286, and Surah Anfal has 75 ayahs. Surah Ankabut reminds people of the struggles of life and reminds them that life is not a bed of roses. People would come across difficulties. People would have challenges in their life, and people should prepare themselves in terms of creating a society that believes in certain values and certain ideas. And if those ideas are divinely revealed, so they would ensure that the interests of each and every human being are taken care of. And it is in this particular context people are reminded that people should be aware of the challenges that they face and the mechanism to deal with challenges. By the way, Ankabut means the spider, the house of spiders. You know, the house of spider is very fragile, so is the human life. And then Surah Mutaffifin, it's about, the meaning is those who give in short measures. And what is implied here is the life is not only what you call centered around the places of worship, but everywhere and in every phase of life, and every place of life, and every place where human beings exert one's own efforts, the divine guidance do work. The divine guidance are not only for the purpose of bringing a person to the places of worship, but the divine guidance are to direct him in the marketplaces, in farms, in factories, in the streets, in their homes. And it is in this particular context it is being said that when you are in business and you deal with the people do in a manner that would ensure that you do not take away the rights that belong to them, that you do things in right manners, you rightfully measure things in proportion to what you are being paid by them. Surah Baqarah, which is the longest surah and the first one to be revealed to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Medina. He is giving a long historical account of what happened between Moses and Pharaoh. It talks about various previous prophets. It's talking about a whole array of issues that were emerging at that particular time, that how to deal with non-Muslims, how to deal with munafiqeen, how to deal with one's own fragile attitude, one's own uncertainties and insecurities. And it is also inviting people to look at the creation and focus on exploring the universe, focus on learning it keeps on reminding people that those people who are believers should not act like previous communities who were saying one thing and doing another things, or who were advising others while forgetting that advice for themselves in their own lives and in their own behavior. It also talks about the magic. It also talks about the struggles of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam and Ismail alayhi salatu wasalam in terms of building the house of God in Mecca. And it basically reminds people that as long as they would remain committed to the ideals of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they would definitely succeed in this life. Surah An-Anfal is about the spoils of war, and it talks about the rules of engagement between Muslims and others. And it also talks about the rights of the poor and the neglected. The Quran recognizes that as a result of imbalances in society, there are many people who have become poor and neglected and basically wretched in terms of their social status. And it places the responsibility upon believers to ensure that those people are taken care of. Now, Quran leaves it to the imagination of individuals to come up with solutions. At times, it may be necessary to instantly help them by giving them some resources. At times, it might be necessary to provide them skills so that they could stand on their own feet, but it all depends on the society. And what is being alluded is that those people should be in the purview of the believers. That should be part of their religious thinking, and they should be part of their community giving, community charity, and community resources. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم.
We hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to our channel.